watching Cherokee Trail football.
It's time for football. Thank you very much for watching tonight here on the NFHS Network. You're watching CT Football Live 2017 Week 2 as the Cherokee Trail Cougars play host to the Denver East Angels. I'm Blake Olson, along with Jeff Olson at Legacy Stadium in the beautiful press box here in Southeast Aurora. And if you're watching around the globe in Colorado,
at this time,
we're about getting ready for the national anthem right now.
Join us in honor
we're going to enjoy that
as Cherokee Trail senior Olivia Nettermeyer sings the national
get
anthem.
ready to play football. Thanks for watching tonight from Legacy Stadium, Cherokee Trail Football Live.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A beautiful job tonight here at Legacy Stadium as we get ready for week number 2. Cherokee Trail football at Legacy Stadium, the home opener, as new head coach Joe Johnson goes for his first victory as the head coach of the CT Cougars. Beautiful night tonight. Obviously, the fires in the Northwest have kind of hazed everything over, but it was absolutely gorgeous tonight as this team made their way onto the field through the stands here at Legacy Stadium and then went through the tunnel on the west side, basically making a statement that this is our home field. There's a look at Joe Johnson after 17 years as the head coach at Thunder Ridge, takes over here at Cherokee Trail. So they practiced just west of us, behind the press box here on the west side on the JV field, and then made their way to the stadium through the stands. And you'll be able to see highlights of that on the weekly show with Joe Johnson from the Rock Restaurant in Saddle Rock. Our first quarter is brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa. Thank you very much for your support. Heads Up Salon and Spa, northeast section of the Southlands Mall. And we're set and ready to go as Denver East going for their first victory as well. 2 0-1 teams with plenty of talent. Here's the return from Graper. Check that, Sean Roberts with the return. He was not in the warm-ups due to his responsibility with the Colorado Rapids. Once again, an all-round athlete. Plays soccer, basketball, runs track, plays football, receiver, kicker, punter on this team. So it's nice to have Roberts on the field tonight once again for the Cougars. All right, the offense, Darius Swanson, one of the receivers. The quarterback, Ethan Lesge, one of the captains. Along with Dylan James in the backfield. Malik Sparrow, number 6, you'll see him. Cole Graper, one of the receivers. Sean Roberts, just finished talking about him. You'll see Dakota Rodriguez in the offense, once again a running back, along with Mark Anthony Thomas. These are 2 linebackers that play both sides of the ball. 11:45 to go in the first quarter. And a legal shift early on by the offense as we try to get in a flow here at Legacy Stadium and get the kinks out as we continue action in 2017, the second week. In comes Mark Anthony Thomas, number 35. Here's the handoff to James, right side.
James, number 5,
picks up about a half a yard on the play.
Josh Winfrey, number 15, on the tackle.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 now after that penalty 2 plays ago. Denver East in their white jerseys, red pants, red helmets. Spencer Coulter, the head coach. The Cougars looking at their wristbands. See what play is called from up here in the press box. Swanson split out to the left. Lesge looking, has time, and he's going deep. Mark Anthony can't make the play, but the East Angels do. And the best player on this team picks the pass off. Bubba Flowers with the INT early on here for the Angels against the Cougars with 10:37 to play in the first quarter. The first quarter is brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa, 4301 East Orchard. Pamper yourself. Flowers is the quarterback. Ewing, Patterson, Alvarez, Romeo Alvarez will be leaned on tonight, along with Aaron Franklin, Josh Winfrey, and Caden Schouts from the East Angels.
Number 87, Calvin Rodriguez with the tackle for the Cougars.
Labor Day weekend and then a quick turnaround. Obviously, the Cougars practice on Monday and then a Thursday game, so it's been a really short week. They'll try to limit the mistakes tonight, a complete pass and a tackle on the play by number 62 there, getting the start this evening.
Number 62, Justin Fuller on the tackle for the Cougars that time.
For the Cougars is Justin Fuller, and he is showing as a young player that he can play at the varsity level. Here's Flowers in the shotgun, the mesh, and the handoff, and a pickup of about 3 yards and the first down for the Angels.
Number 87, Calvin Rodriguez, and number 50,
Justin Fuller at that nose tackle position. They're really trying to figure out what they need to do on the defensive line. A bit undersized, obviously extremely talented in the defensive backfield and at the linebacker positions. Here's Flowers keeping it inside the 30 of CT to about the 29-yard line.
First down marker.
9 minutes to play here in the opening quarter at Legacy Stadium.
Julian Williams on the tackle, and that'll be 3rd and 1 for the Angels.
2 receivers split out left and right. 3 backs in the backfield with Flowers. And there's a fumble in the backfield. Here comes the pressure and the tackle. Darius Swanson is there for the sack after the bobbled snap.
Darius Swanson, number
Swanson,
one,
the senior
after him in the backfield
captain,
for a large loss, and that'll bring up 4th and long.
playing wide receiver and defensive back at safety. Great job, big time play for CT.
Back to receive.
4th and 14 now.
And on to do the punting, number 27, Jerry Walker.
And we're assuming East will punt in their punt formation. So a break for the Cherokee Trail Cougars early on in this game. A fair catch called by Roberts. So here we go. Got the kicks out.
Sean Roberts with the fair catch.
Scoreless game, 7:58 to play in the first quarter. Tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa. Hey, treat yourself. Remember that, husbands. Pamper your wives or significant others at Heads Up Salon and Spa. Lesge in the shotgun. Takes the snap, floats one out. And incomplete. Intended for Roberts, and you see the flag on the field. We'll see if this goes the way of the Cougars. Once again, a short week. Extremely challenging for both coaching staffs. There's no question about that. The penalty goes against the East Angels. And a first down for the Cougars.
Fans, if you are parked in the fire lane,
Legacy Stadium, Thursday night game.
Fans, if you are parked in the fire lane, move your car immediately.
The Cougars and the Angels trying to earn their first victory of the season. Dylan James at the Wildcat. James with the mesh. Hands it off. Makes the read. And Sparrow, Malik Sparrow, can't pick up any yards on that play.
Number 25, Nick Caldwell on the tackle.
Number 6 is Sparrow. Number 5 is Dylan James down here. The extremely talented athlete. Running back, quarterback, defensive back, return man. Roberts, Sparrow in the backfield. Thomas flanked out to the right. Graper split out to the right. Here's the option left. Dylan James spins
Number 5, Dylan James
and picks up what appears to be about 6 yards.
Left side and gets it across the 35-yard line.
And a good read on the play. Picks up 4.
Number 5, Ricardo Martinez. And with the play, that will leave 3rd and 4 for the Cougars.
3rd down now and 4 for the home team. Lesge back at quarterback. Sparrow, James at the tailback. Thomas in the backfield as well. And a whistle. Was that a delay? There was a motion. False start. Didn't see the false start. False start on the Cougars early on with 7:11 to play in the first quarter. Scoreless game. Week 2 and a challenging week. You really only have the opportunity to get 2 full practices in. Wednesday has to be a lighter practice. So Monday was extremely important. And remember, it's a holiday. No school. Lesge dumps it off. Roberts. It's going to be a first down and a big pickup for Thomas.
On the right side, and it is across the 45-yard line, and that is enough for a
Thomas with the
down.
catch, and great play after the catch for the first down. Nice job by Thomas, one of the captains.
35, Mark Anthony Thomas.
Mark Anthony, so reliable and dependable.
21, Corey Tate. First and 10 Cougars at their own 46.
On defense and a big play on offense. Mark Anthony Thomas, first down, Lesge. Back to pass, dumps it off. And is wrapped up at about the 49.5-yard line. Dylan James. Pickup of 4 yards.
And number 15, Josh Winfrey on the tackle.
So trying to get Dylan James out in space if possible. There you see the offensive line. And number 71, Dante Robbins, getting the start at left tackle tonight. Has a great future ahead of him at tackle. Here's a handoff. Sparrow, right side. Getting outside and then inside to the 47-yard line. Malik Sparrow, a pickup of 2 yards.
Number 56, Rafael Roca with the tackle. With the gain, it'll be 3rd and 3.
Looking for Sparrow to really have a big game tonight. Obviously, they will be keying in on Dylan James. And Sparrow has an opportunity if he can find a lane. Swanson split out to the left. Another whistle. Trying to clean things up early here.
First time out of the half.
Timeout. Denver East.
That is their first time out of the half.
And that'll give us an opportunity to say thank you to Heads Up Salon and Spa. Once again, 4301 East Orchard. Pamper yourself or a loved one. Heads Up Salon and Spa. It's on the northeast section, located northeast section of the Southlands Mall near Cherokee Trail High School. 5:39 to go. Timeout, Denver East. Scoreless game here. Both teams looking for their first victory of the season. Joe Johnson going for his first victory as the head coach at Cherokee Trail. Spencer Coulter, the head coach, on the other sideline. And an absolutely gorgeous night here at Legacy Stadium. Swanson split out to the left. Lesge. Mesh fake. Tipped up. And Craper cannot make the catch. It was tipped, and then Graper tried to stretch out to make the play and unable to make the play.
We'll bring up 4th and 4.
So 4th and 4 now. For your Cougars from Cherokee Trail.
And in Angels territory.
Thank you very much to Athletic Director Steve Carpenter for all his help this afternoon and yesterday as we prepared for this on a short week once again. 5:35 to play. Lesge back to pass. And a nice play by Graper for the first down.
Number 13, Cole Graper.
Graper, good concentration and one of the routes that he really enjoys. He has very good speed and loves those hitch routes or comeback routes, curl routes. And a nice job by Lesge to see his open receiver. Trying to simplify things here. 5:30 in the first quarter. Handoff. Sparrow, left side, spins, wrapped up by the Angels. Nick Caldwell from Denver East was all over that one.
Taken down in the backfield for a short loss. Number 1,
East with a lot of athleticism and speed, of course.
2nd and 12 for the Cougars.
They bring plenty of weapons year in, year out. Spencer Coulter does a nice job utilizing his athletes. We'll see what the Cougars could do here on offense. Inside, Craper. I thought he held on to it, but the ball is popped loose and ruled incomplete. Cole Graper had that ball and I believe was hit. Ball pops up with 4:47 to play now in the first quarter. 3rd down and 12 to go. For the CT Cougars. First quarter brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa. Lesky fires one to about the 36-yard line. It is complete. Roberts with the catch. 3-yard pickup.
Number 25, Nick Caldwell on the tackle.
So now we'll see what the Cougars do on 4th down. From the 36-yard line, Roberts may hit this on a good night, but they're going to go for it here. Lesky, back to pass. Pressured and sacked at about the 39.5-yard line. Skylar Petro was there on the sack for the Angels, and they will take over at about the 40-yard line. 4:06 to play in the first quarter. Just have to clean it up on offense a little bit. Execution, catching the balls and the passes coming your way. Flowers, across the middle, complete.
Well, the Flowers of the pass complete to number 3, Brock Anderson, across the middle.
Pickup of 7 yards on the play.
Kobe Sconyers.
And Sconyers, Kobe Sconyers, the talented athlete with the tackle and the coverage. 2nd and about 2 now for the East Angels. Flowers is the quarterback. Bubba Flowers. Swanson follows the man in motion. Sweep around the left side and a great defensive play. Alvarez with the carry, and Swanson comes in to make that play. He was following the man in motion, and Darius Swanson was there. Nice job by number 1, the senior captain. Flowers. Pistol formation. Coach Coulter in the all black on the sidelines at about the 38, 43-yard line. Check that. Flowers dumps it off near sideline, has some room, picks up a first down.
Flowers with the pass complete to number 2.
And the coaches will not be happy with that one.
And he goes up the right sideline.
As you can see, Caden Schaus with the reception and the run for the first down with 3:20 to go here in the first quarter.
Territory at the 30-yard line.
Trying to get some pressure here on Flowers. Flowers rolling left. He'll keep it. And a good defensive play coming up to make the tackle for the Cougars, and the speed. Looked like Williams, the sophomore. Dakota Rodriguez was in on the play. The speed of Dakota Rodriguez and Julian Williams. Nice job by the junior and sophomore. Rodriguez, the junior, pickup of 2. 2:51 to play in the first quarter. Flowers in the shotgun. And there was movement at the top of your screen, one of the receivers, and a false start by the Denver East Angels. First quarter brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa Northeast, corner of the Southlands Mall, kind of separated from the Southlands Mall in the far northeast corner. Drop by, say hello, pamper yourself, and tell them you saw their advertisement right here on CT Football Live. 2:30. Play in the first quarter. Flowers pressured. Here come the Cougars. Shoestring tackle attempt, but Flowers picks up way too many yards after the pressure, and they just could not close the deal before Kobe Sconyers makes the tackle, but a first down on the play. 2:15 to play in the opening stanza.
Number 58, Austin Jander,
at the Cherokee Trail 20-yard line. Flowers has 2 receivers split out to the left and the right. Here's the handoff up the middle. 4 or 5 Cougars surround him and make the play. D. Dyer, number 51, is in there. At the nose tackle position. Calvin Rodriguez, number 87. Austin Jandik, number 58, on that right defensive end position. Flowers. One back in motion, takes off. Here's Flowers' pass. And a soft one over the middle. Swanson with the coverage.
Flowers with the pass across the middle.
Nice job by Swanson. So far playing extremely well. Has an opportunity to play Division I football and would like to do it at the University of Utah. Plenty of football programs would like him to make a decision this winter and choose their school. Talented student athlete. Here's Flowers. Little screen pass. Overthrown, incomplete, and a nice job by the Cougar defense with 1:16 to play.
Pass intended for number 6, J.T. Woods.
In the first quarter,
It was defended by number
4th down and 9 now from about the 19-yard line. And no field goal attempt, it does not appear. Flowers at quarterback. Cougars ready to bring the heat on 4th down. Flowers drops it off to his teammate who's going to run for the first down after the catch. There is a flag on the play. Romeo Alvarez with the reception, and it looks like it's going to be a hold on Denver East.
Number 55 the offense. 10-yard penalty, start of the foul. Repeat 4th down.
And it is.
Number 20, Denzel Williams, and number 27, Julian Williams on the stop. The call was holding against the Angels.
1:09 to play in the first quarter. Scoreless. The CT Cougars
Yards from the spot of the foul.
fighting it out, trying to earn their first victory of this brand new season after a loss to the 8th-ranked Highlands Ranch Falcons last week.
4th and 22.
A 36-15 final. 4th down. No kicking game for the Angels. 4th and 22. Flowers, time to throw. Overthrows it, and a big play for the defense. Early on, 1:03 to play in the first quarter, and the Cougars back in business now, as the offense will take over at the 32-yard line and look to march it downfield in front of their home crowd here, the student section and the fans here at Legacy Stadium on the west side. Gorgeous night for football. First quarter brought to you by Heads Up Salon and Spa. James at the Wildcat. James reads it, keeps it, cuts up to about the 34-yard line, pickup of 2 yards. So James will have to read that option. And you know that their best athletes are keying in on James, especially at that linebacker spot. 41 seconds to play in the first quarter. Cherokee Trail in the gray uniforms, burgundy helmets. Navy numbers with the white trim. Wildcat, James, keeps it again and stretches forward to about the 37-yard line. Pickup of 2 yards.
Number 54, Jesse Hopkins.
And this is going to end the first quarter as CT trying to find something and make their way downfield against the East Angels.
No score in the game thus far. We will switch sides and line up for the second
So the
quarter.
Cougars will head
Cherokee Trail High School would like to thank our
southbound
Cherokee
here in
football
the second
sponsors.
quarter
We'd like to thank On Point
at
Records,
Legacy
Sierra
Stadium.
Nevada, Heads Up Salon, Three Margaritas Restaurant, Health Images, Golden Flames Hot Wings and
Coaching staff
Dion's Restaurant, Mountain Dog
splitting it up,
Olive Garden Restaurant,
talking to their
Firehouse
respective
Subs,
positions,
and Kudo the Grill. Thanks to all of
getting the
our
water, and a
sponsors.
great job by the managers from Cherokee Trail High School. These girls work hard and get it done. Make sure these athletes are watered down and ready to go every practice and every game. Second quarter about to begin. And the second quarter is brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. 3 locations in the south and southeast area, metro areas. James lets it go, incomplete.
James rolls right.
Intended for
Pass to the right
Thomas.
sideline, incomplete.
Mark Anthony couldn't make the play, and I thought I saw a flag,
Mark Anthony Thomas, number 35, the intended
but it
receiver.
doesn't look like a penalty. Oh, yep, and they're going to call it. So interference, and another good opportunity for the CT Cougars.
With the 15-yard penalty.
James tries to complete the pass to Thomas. Incomplete, but an interference on the Angels. So CT trying to take advantage right now with 11:56 to play before halftime here at Legacy Stadium. George Gano is the center. Lesge, pressured, screen. Sparrow keeps his balance, 50-yard line, inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Malik Sparrow, a beautiful play, and a pickup of 8 yards for the Cougars.
13, Aaron Franklin with the stop. 7-yard gain,
Impressive
lead,
job
53.
coming out of the backfield and making that catch. Sparrow. Lesge. 2 receivers split out left and right. James, left side.
Malik
And
Sparrow,
tackled
number 6 on
at about
carry
the
on left side, taken down at the
44-yard
backfield for a
line.
short loss.
And a loss on the play.
Nick Caldwell made the tackle.
Caldwell
That'll
once
be
again on
35 for the
defense
Cougars.
with the tackle. Loss of 2. 3rd and 5 now for the CT Cougars on their home field. The home opener for the Cougars. Lesge, play action, sacked and pressured
Number 10,
at about the 48-yard
He's
line.
taken down in the backfield for a sack.
And number 1 was there with
Jalen Graham and number
Graham
56,
with the
Rafael
sack
Luca with the stop.
and the nice defensive play
Bring up 4th and 12.
by the
Cougars
Angels.
sent on the punt
But the
unit.
protection
Number
just
15,
broke
Sean
down
Roberts on to do the punting.
for the Cougars.
And number 13,
10 minutes
Aaron Franklin back to receive.
to play in the second quarter. Force the Cougars to punt now. Roberts set to punt. Franklin back at about the 16. And this is not a good snap. Over the head. And Roberts somehow gets the bounce and gets it off. And he's going to get a couple nice bounces to the 22-yard line. And extremely fortunate after that play.
Standing effort by Sean Roberts, the punter.
That ball sailed about 8 yards over Roberts' head. He was able to regroup, sprint back there, and get the punt off. 9:42 to play in the first quarter. Second quarter, check that. Second quarter, 9:42 to play before halftime. Flowers is the quarterback from East. Right, pitches. And a great job by the Cougars coming up and pursuing on defense. Williams is there along with Jandik.
I'll bring up 2nd and 12 after a 2-yard loss.
Justin was in on that play as well. Fuller on defense with 9:12 to play in the first half. Flowers, shotgun. Incomplete through the hands. Obviously a flag on the play, but Aaron Franklin could not make the catch. A false start on the Angels. Brock Anderson called for false start. You're watching Cherokee Trail football here on the NFHSNetwork.com. The second quarter brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. 3 wonderful locations in the south and southeast metro areas. Highlands Ranch, Lone Tree, and here in Aurora. Second down and long. Flowers out of the pocket. Pressured. The Cougars bring it. Floats it up there, but the pressure from the CT defense, the linebackers, Watson, Williams, bringing the heat along with Calvin Rodriguez. Dakota Rodriguez wants a safety. And it looks like they'll penalize the East Angels here.
Intentional grounding, number 7 of the offense. Loss of down, 3rd down.
Good call, intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding against the Angels.
So they'll lose it down, and 3rd down now. 3rd and long.
A long way.
8:25 to go in the first half.
From the Angels' own 1 yard.
You're watching CT Cougar football on the NFHS Network. You can also watch the VODs on the NFHS Network and also on my YouTube channel, Blake Olson. On Twitter, you can go to @BlakeOlson1. Another timeout, and the defense should feel good about that. Coach Gonzalez down there, along with head coach Joe Johnson. On Point Urgent Care, our great sponsor for the second quarter, and coming up at halftime, it's the On Point Urgent Care halftime show, and we're going to hear from one of their very talented doctors at the 3 facilities here in Aurora and in Douglas County. On Point Urgent Care, a name you know, people you trust. We have some wonderful sponsors tonight, including Qdoba, Firehouse Subs, Olive Garden, Mountain Dog Photography, and Dion's, of course. Just a few yards away from Legacy Stadium here. Flowers, 3rd down. And the handoff looks like a safety, and the Cougars will record a touchdown after the fumble. Fumble on the play. Touchdown. Cherokee Trail.
Number 26, Dakota Rodriguez, with a fumble recovery in the end zone for a Cougar touchdown.
Dakota Rodriguez, who was very active out there, obviously, the past 3 plays, able to score for the CT Cougars. And boy, did they need that tonight. A shot in the arm. Nice job by the defense, flying around. And Rodriguez, no relation to Calvin, coming up with the big play. Roberts set for the extra point. And he splits the uprights. And Cherokee Trail takes a 7-0 lead with 8:21 to play in the first half here at Legacy Stadium. Wow. Boy, that's great to see for the defense. Flying around, aware, great vision, and Dakota Rodriguez coming up with it. Justin Kane up in the press box, and Gary's up here from the Booster Club, and we have the greatest Booster Club in high school football on planet Earth. Thanks to these guys. They are passionate about it, and don't forget, you could drop by the Rock on Tuesday nights, 6:30. Coach Johnson will be there, numerous coaches, players, and we're going to have a good time throughout the season as we follow your CT Cougars. Roberts. Little squibber here, and a good kick. Franklin takes it at about the 10-yard line to the 20. Here's the pressure to the 35-yard line. CT needs to do a better job at that with 8:12 to play in the half. Once again, this quarter brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. And Justin, since you're up here in the press box, the On Point Urgent Care halftime report is coming up, and we talked to one of their great physicians, and we are just so happy to have them on board.
Oh, yeah, we're glad to have On Point on board this year. We couldn't have done it without them.
Absolutely. Here we go. Flowers in the shotgun. Keeps it. He'll roll left. Great pressure. And another big defensive play by the Cougars and Rodriguez. A loss of 3.
Number 26, Dakota Rodriguez.
Dakota Rodriguez, the junior,
will bring up 2nd and 14.
having a huge game so far. Second down and long. Flowers in the gun. 3 receivers split out to the right. Here comes the pressure from CT. Flowers over the middle, almost picked off.
Well, the Flowers with the pass attempt across the
but
middle.
through the hands of Thomas, and he is not going to like watching this one.
On the defense, knocked it away. That'll bring up third
As good an athlete as he is, he makes that catch, and big things can happen. But a nice job, coverage on defense by the Cougars. What a great student as well. Mark Anthony Thomas, number 35. 7:30 to play in the first half. Flowers, shotgun. Little play action. Has time, lets it fly. And deep, stretching out for it, incomplete. Denzel Williams was there for the coverage. And that's all we need to know. Good coverage by Denzel Williams, a little short. And we have an injury on the field. I believe the receiver. And Franklin it is at about the 31-yard line. Franklin down on the field. Moving around, and Spencer Coulter is out there to check him out. Once again, CT Football is brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. 3 locations in the metro area, in Aurora, Lone Tree, and in Highlands Ranch. And that Aurora location, incredible. We will talk to one of the doctors at halftime on the On Point Urgent Care halftime show right here on CT Football Live, with 7:27 to play in the first half. Other sponsors tonight, along with On Point Urgent Care, Heads Up Salon, 3 Margaritas, Health Images, Golden Flame Hot Wings of Aurora, and once again, Dion's. So Franklin walking off the field now the shifty all-purpose athlete for the Angels. And we hope it's nothing serious. You just never know. Crittenden, one of our talented athletes from CT, he's out for the season with a ACL after last week's game. Somehow made it off the field. So we hope it is not that. Roberts back to receive it. Here's one of the most athletic punter kickers that you'll see in high school football. Number 15, Sean Roberts. So 1st and 10 now, 7:19 to play in the second quarter. In the on-point urgent care second quarter here at Legacy Stadium. $7:19. See what the offense could do here for the Cougars. Graper split out to the right. Dillon in the Wildcat. James keeps it after the mesh. Spins. Has some room. What a move. All the way up to about the 50-yard line. And after the spin, great move, great run, but a flag on the play. 2 flags on the field turf here at beautiful Legacy Stadium. Wow, what a run by James after the mesh in the read. Out of the Wildcat. So much fun to watch him. Just have it's one of those sneaking feelings, suspicions that James is going to have a big night tonight along with Sparrow. Spencer Coulter on the field. And you see
there's 2 fouls on the play.
The Cougars at about the 35.
Personal foul, number 1 of the offense. Penalty will be
So we had a holding and a personal foul called on CT. And number 56 walking off for the East Angels. Always good to see a player walk off the field.
will be assessed.
Rafael Roca
There were 2 penalties against the Cougars.
will make his way off the field.
With a 15-yard.
So that run from Dylan James
Will be assessed. That backs the Cougars up to their own 17-yard
is
line.
marched back now, and you can forget about that one. At their own 16-yard line. Timeout. Lesky. Flags flying.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And another 5-yard penalty.
Illegal substitution this time against the Cougars. Another 5 yards back will be 1st and 30 for the Cougars.
Thank you, Jeff. Legal substitution. And this is one thing that the coaches feared was being ready to play this game. It's always tough on a Thursday night. You got it shifted into gear, and here is Lesky pressured and brought down at the 6-yard line. No protection there. The pocket just collapsed.
Zach Azer and number 1, Jalen Graham.
But these offensive linemen are doing whatever they can to
Bring up 2nd and 32.
protect their quarterback with 6:15 to play in the second quarter. First half, you're watching CT Football Live right here on the NFHS Network. NFHSNetwork.com. This quarter brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. James in the Wildcat. Hands off. Roberts, I believe, for a pickup of 4 yards, 3. Check that, 3 yards for Roberts.
Sean Roberts on the carry that time. Short gain on the play. Number 5, Ricardo Martinez with the stop. We'll bring up 3rd and 30.
3rd and 30 now for the Cougars. A postcard night here in southeast Aurora, just east of the Cherokee Trail High School campus. Lesge lets it fly and almost picked off. Thankfully, there was no interception on that play because Josh Winfrey was right there with no one to stop him into the end zone. Boy, a dangerous pass with 5:11 to play in the second quarter.
Sean Roberts, number 15, to do the
Roberts will punt it away again.
And number 3, Brock Anderson, back deep to receive.
And hopefully we can get a good snap here. It's just the little things that you have to concentrate on. Here's Roberts. Little rugby style punt, and remember Roberts can always run it. And he is hit. After the punt, we'll see what happens. If they call anything, he is out of the
Sean Roberts with the rugby style kick.
The kicking
He gets it away.
halo
Gets it across the 40-yard
area once you get out of there. Because Sean Roberts is a threat running or throwing the ball, just doing anything he can with the football. So that defense is going to come up. Thank you, Justin, for the refreshment. 4:58 to play in the first half. The Cougars leading 7-0. Dakota Rodriguez with the recovery in the end zone for the touchdown. Flowers in the shotgun, back to pass. Lobs this one over the middle. And the ball pops out again. The Cougars are saying they have it. And the officials may say that his knee was down already. But one official contradicts that belief. And it is CT Cougars football recovery. After the completion, they popped the ball loose, had some hard hits, and I'm not sure who came up with it, but Cherokee Trail Cougar football with 4:50 to play in the first half here at Legacy Stadium against the Denver East Angels. Nice job, big defensive play. Here's the snap, Lesge, quick snap, rolls up and floats one to Roberts at about the 20-yard line.
At the 20-yard line to number 15, Sean Roberts.
And a big gain and a huge play. Boy, that was almost like out in the backyard. Let's play catch. Lesge knows Roberts well, and good communication there, and a nice ball to Roberts, first down from inside the 20, the red zone. Lesge forces this one, and it is picked off by number 21 from the East Angels. Corey Tate forces that pass, and Tate picks it off.
So the Angels will take over at their own 16-yard line.
4:23 to go in the second quarter. Big play on defense, big play on offense, and then little mishap, INT for Lesge. First down, Angels going back and forth here. Flowers pressured, and the sack.
Flowers drops back to pass.
Rodriguez, Calvin Rodriguez.
Number 87, Calvin Rodriguez with the sack.
Easily one of the best or top 3 in school history at that defensive end position.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Rodriguez, a golden play with the golden shoes. And a big-time sack with 4:15 to play in the second quarter. Flowers in the gun, spinning, rolling right. Lets this one go. Incomplete. Good coverage by Thomas, Williams, and Swanson out there as well. And we're going to talk a lot about number 29, of course. Kobe Sconyers is the real deal at corner. Shutting them down so far. Third down now. 4:10 to play in the on-point urgent care second quarter. Flowers, pressured, screen. It's complete. Here come the Cougars. Wrap it up. Hitting hard. Williams with the tackle. Denzel Williams, I believe, in on the play. He was, and thankfully back on his feet. Fourth and two. Have to be ready here. Flowers. Pistol formation. He'll check it on the east sidelines. 3:35 to play. We'll take a look at the CT coaches up here in the press box after this play with 3:20. Letting the clock tick down. And let's go ahead and do that. You can see a few of our coaches for the CT Cougars up here. Great facility for football, great for coaches and media and broadcasters. Coach Grimm up there. And then on the far right, of course, is Garrett Looney, the offensive coordinator. Grimm was with Coach Johnson for many years and played for him at Thunder Ridge High School. Great coaching staff. And you know they have to get to know each other as well. And they have over the past 3 months, especially during summer and the camps and off-season conditioning. Flowers, it's complete at about the 30-yard line. Hit hard. Williams is there. First down. Swanson is there. But a first down and a good play call. Pickup of 6 yards with 3:13 to play in the first half.
Darius Swanson, number 1, and number 20, Denzel Williams on the tackle.
Flowers. Handoff, and the defense is there again in the backfield.
For a sizable loss.
Saying hello. Danny Meyer there along with Rodriguez. And Dakota Rodriguez. A loss of 7. Calvin Rodriguez. An aggressive defensive football player. Hard hitting, just nasty. Flowers lets this one go. And great defense by Swanson. Wrapping up at about the 29-yard line. Alvarez couldn't do anything with it. A pickup of 5 yards on the play. 2:15 to play in the second quarter. Third down. Flowers, 12 yards for the first down. Flowers, he lets go over the middle. Good coverage. And Miles is there. Ruiz. Ruiz, good coverage. Clock ticking, 1:50 to play in the first half. Pickup of 10 yards. It's 4th and 2 now. From their own 40-yard line. Spencer Coulter is not going to punt here. It does not appear. Flowers. Complete. First down, East Angels.
Number 8 with the pass on the left sideline, complete to number 7. Bubba Flowers is taken down just across the 40-yard line, and that is enough for an Angels first down.
And Sconders not happy with himself after that one.
Number 29.
First down, 1:15 to play in the first half. The CT Cougars lead 7-0. And there's a false start on the Angels in the white jerseys and red pants.
Number 15 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
False start against the Angels is the call. That'll back them up 5. That'll be first and 15.
Let's see, I'm sure he wants it now.
1:04 to play. First and 15. No rhythm to this offense, really, on either side. And they'll talk about it in the locker rooms at halftime. Flowers steps up, tries to keep it, but hit hard. I saw the gold shoes. Williams is there. Rodriguez is there. And Watson in on the play. The Cougars bring it with 35 seconds to play in the first half. 30 seconds on the clock. CT with the 7-0 lead. Flowers is the quarterback for East. He goes deep at about the 35-yard line, broken up. And another big play by number 2, Miles Ruiz. The star corner for the Cougars. 13 seconds to play in the first half. First half brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. Don't forget, tell them you saw this ad right here on CT Football Live. $10 flu shots. Flowers, hands off up the middle, and the Cougars do their job. Clock ticking down to 7 seconds. Left in the first half. We see this next play.
8.2.
A tackle was made by number 87, Calvin Rodriguez. The Cougars called timeout at the end of the play.
Rodriguez, you heard, registers the tackle. Good look at the defensive coaches. Thanks for joining us tonight on the NFHSNetwork.com. Live high school football. And on demand on the NFHS Network. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Blake Olson, OLSON, for all CT football coverage. 8.2 on the clock now. They put a few ticks on the clock. And East is going to try to punt it away.
The Angels will line up to punt.
Sanders.
Jerry Walker to do the punting.
Torrey Sanders back to return. Here's the punt.
Walker's punt is down.
And Graper was actually back there. Roberts checked that.
Miller, number 20.
Love the unis, but it's bad for old guys. Blue numerals, gray jerseys. I like them, though, Jeff. I like them, and we could see them. Roberts was back there to return that punt. 1.5 seconds to play here in the first half. Lesky is the quarterback. Play action, dumps it off. James with the rock. Can he do something with it at the 40? spins, gets away. James, far sideline, can't stay in bounds. Great effort, great play after the catch. And that's the first half.
Your Cherokee Trail Cougars 7.
The CT Cougars leading 7-0 in their home opener here at Legacy Stadium as they make their way into the locker room for halftime. We're so glad you joined us. Tell your family and friends about us on the NFHS Network, CT Football Live. The CT Football On Point Urgent Care Halftime Show is coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our halftime show. At this time, please direct your attention to the field where the Cherokee Trail Palms will perform.
Well, we hope you're enjoying the first half of CT Football. It's time now for the On Point Urgent Care Halftime Report, and we are here with Dr. John Myhock from On Point Urgent Care. And first of all, Doctor, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you on board for CT Football, and I know you guys deal with a lot of high school student athletes and young
Sure.
people. You take pride in that, don't you?
Oh, we sure do. Yeah, we really like seeing the young kids. When they have their bruises or bumps, making sure hopefully it's not a fracture.
Sure.
Concussions and whatnot as well.
What makes On Point Urgent Care different than other urgent cares in the metro area?
Well, we definitely have a patient-centered approach where patient comes first. Certainly, we're ER-trained docs who work here, so a lot of times you don't really get the true care that you would get unless you're looking at a top-down approach.
Now, before we continue, you're a big guy, man. You look like you could have played defensive end. Play football at all?
No, not football. I was a baseball player.
Were you?
Yep, yeah.
On the mound, a pitcher?
First baseman.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The stretch.
There you go. I bet the football coaches wanted you out there.
Yeah, football was a tough one. I was a big target. A lot skinnier back then.
All right, and you grew up on the East Coast in New York, correct?
That's right, yep.
So how nice is it to be able to practice and raise your family here in Colorado?
Really like it a lot, yeah. I grew up skiing a lot. That was another reason why I didn't play too much football. And, called to the mountains, since I was just a little guy. And so, yeah, just love the weather and the nice people out here.
3 locations right now for On Point Urgent Care. One in Aurora near Cherokee Trail High School.
That's right.
Have one here in Lone Tree and Highlands Ranch. So you have locations for people to find the best spot.
Yep, that's right, yeah. We're kind of dotted around the South Denver area.
And it's open 7 days a week, correct? Is that 24 hours a day?
No, unfortunately, we're open from 8 in the morning until 10 at night, Monday through Friday, and then 8 to 8 on the weekends.
Now, I was telling you this earlier. I made this mistake with the emergency room. God bless everyone who works at hospitals and emergency rooms. But I was a young parent, didn't know any better, and my 4-year-old had a bee sting, and I thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
So I take him to the emergency room, and $1,500 later, I have the bill. He's feeling good. He got the ibuprofen, and he's fine. Had I known that urgent cares can take care of most of those issues, I would have come to On Point, right? Do you hear that story a lot?
We do, yeah. There's a lot of times that, you do the scoop and run and trying to get to the places that, you think might be best. But, certainly not all urgent cares are the same, but we like to, have a little bit higher acuity there. So, we like to go ahead and get some vital signs and figure out what's going on. And I'd say 8 or 9 times out of 10, we can take care of the situation, that most people think you need the ER for.
Now, Doctor, one of the great things about CT Football, if fans mention that they saw this advertisement on CT Football, they can come in and get a flu shot for $10. You recommend that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the best, the ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, even more in this economy. But yeah, no, I think certainly that's the best way to prevent the flu, from really kicking your butt.
Exactly. And I have this argument with my wife all the time. I tell her, right, you know what, right when I get the flu shot, I get the flu. But that's not true, is it?
No, they've proven that you can't, from the injection. Sometimes with the nasal spray, that's attenuated, weakened live virus, but the pediatricians don't recommend the live virus anymore anyway. So you can feel a little run down, because your body's bringing up your immune system to fight that perceived, flu. It's just a piece of the DNA of the actual flu virus that your body's developing antibodies for.
What do you recommend to young student athletes in high school, since we are doing high school football right now? What do you recommend to their parents when they're active, whether it's football or volleyball or soccer? What types of things do you really emphasize to stay healthy while you're competing?
Well, nutrition's the big thing. I mean, you got to feed the machine right for the machine to run right? So certainly those 4 food groups, getting lots of water in, hydration's the key, especially at this high and dry altitude where you have a lot of insensible losses as you're breathing out. You're not breathing the same humidity back into you. And so staying well hydrated and keeping up with the electrolytes, especially when you're sweating, doing the physical activity and everything.
Sure.
And of course, warming up and stretching, trying to be physiologic in the way you're running and jumping, all that where the athletic trainers and the coaches are just ideal to watch that in the youngsters and get them, in the best possible way that they can.
From what I understand and what I've seen, that Aurora facility near Cherokee Trail High School, that's quite a facility, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've been open, since July 13th, 2009, and that's our flagship place there. With we wanted to make it, not so sterile. Yeah, So it's really, our pride and joy, and we've modeled the other ones after that one. We try to make it nice and comfortable, in the waiting room, and try not to let people be in the waiting room for too long. But
Well, thank goodness you're there, and I appreciate it, Dr. John Myhoff from On Point Urgent Care. And right now we're going to go back to the second half. We're about ready for kickoff of this game. And don't forget, drop by On Point Urgent Care in Aurora near CT, or if you're in Lone Tree or Highlands Ranch, $10. Flu shots. Get it done, right?
Right on.
All right, let's go back to the second half. And thanks again, Doctor.
My pleasure. Go Cougars.
Hey, Angie! Go Cougars!
This edition of CT Football Today is brought to you by The Rock Restaurant in Saddle Rock. And hello again, everyone. I'm Blake Olson. Thank you very much for joining us here with Coach Joe Johnson once again. And week 1, 36-15, a loss against the Highlands Ranch Falcons. And Coach, first of all, thanks a lot for coming here tonight to the Rock. And your general, absolutely, your general assessment of the game.
You know, I thought they took advantage of opportunities, and we failed to do so. You can't turn the ball over that many times against a team like that, especially on the 1, 5, and 20. And you know, I thought we played with a lot of heart and a lot of toughness, and I was pleased to see that, because I kind of had, as we talked about last week, I was wondering if we're just tough enough to stand in there with them, and I thought it was clear that we were, but we just, you know, the turnovers killed us, and especially where it happened, and we didn't take advantage of some things. We didn't catch some balls. We had opportunities to make some plays, and you know, I know the score sounds like they got after us a little bit, but I thought a little closer than the score might have indicated.
I think one of the plays that stands out and was that goal line stand. Can you talk about that? Because I was fired up. You were too.
You know, I mean, our defense got put in a bad position several times, and I thought we fought hard. I mean, we stood in there and made them earn it. And like you said, we had that big stop when it was 20. I think it was 23-15, and you know, we stopped them in there, and you know, if we could have made something happen in there, we could have been right back in the game. But great effort by our guys down in the trenches, just, you know, holding on with their fingernails, and you know, even our Denzel Williams got in there and made a big play and come up as a safety and forced inside, and so a great effort there.
And Mark Anthony Thomas believe in on that play as well. The play before that, I think he was holding his hand, and then he comes up with the big play. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, Mark had a good game. He really made a lot of plays just moving around that weren't necessarily really his responsibility, just hustle plays, effort plays, and so you love to see that from a guy that's one of your captains.
Let's talk about offensively. Obviously, there were some passes that were dropped, but there were also some really nice catches, and Sean Roberts started the game really well. Yeah,
we had several third down conversions there early. You know, 3rd and long, we picked it up, and we had some good plays, and we, like I said, we had opportunities at times. Times we showed we could do it, but we just didn't do it consistently.
What did you tell? Obviously, a short week, Thursday against Denver East, and you practiced on Labor Day weekend, of course, on Monday. What did you tell the team? What did you talk about? How do you approach this week?
Well, I approached this week that we got a really short time, and we have to get some quality work in, and that, you know, we can't take Labor Day off and you know, have 2 practices when we're playing on Thursday. That doesn't work, and that's part of the commitment of doing this, and part of the thing that we want kids to carry forward, to learn to make a commitment to things when it's inconvenient for you, when it doesn't feel great for you, and you know, that's part of adult life, is you know, nobody's going to get up and feed the baby on a day you don't feel super great. You can't phone it in. That's and right. You know, we got to get these guys up to that next level of you know, the reality of adult responsibility and living, and that's one of the things kids got to carry forward from this experience.
You know, one of the interesting things about high school football is watching the faces of young players who start their first varsity game, and I'm not certain. I think Julian Williams, that was his first
yeah, it had
start.
To be. Yeah, it had to be. Julian's a sophomore, and I thought he played really well. I thought he responded well. We had some other sophomores playing too, and we had a lot of guys that hadn't, even that were older, that hadn't really played significantly in varsity games. I think it showed a little bit at times. We didn't run the right defense the first 2 plays. I know that. I was like, what are we doing?
Right.
So, you know, we had a little bit of that, but, you know, our heart and effort and toughness was there, and that's something we can build on.
On the way home or in the locker room after the game, did you feel like the spirits were down, or how do you think the kids were handling it?
You know, I don't think you're ever real happy to get beat and stuff, but I think the guys felt like there were some things that they did, that they competed, that they could be proud about, and you know, I know Mark Anthony Thomas kind of addressed the team and said, you know, we can be a good team, and we're, you know, there's some good things here, and he's right, and you know, so like I said, I think the kids are a lot more resilient than older people, and so, you know, they. I don't think we're discouraged or anything like that. I think we know we could have played better and could have been right in there with a good football team. So,
hey, no surprise what Dylan James was able to do with the ball. And welcome back to Legacy Stadium. Week 2, the Cherokee Trail Cougars leading the Denver East Angels 7-0 in the home opener, as Joe Johnson goes for his first victory as the new head coach here at CT. And Dakota Rodriguez with the touchdown recovery in the end zone on defense. A big play on defense for the Cougars. So we're getting ready for the second half of Cherokee Trail Cougars football. By the way, if you just saw a portion of the pregame show that we played at halftime, don't forget, you can come down to the Rock on Smoky Hill and 470, just west of 470 on Smoky Hill in Saddle Rock. And tonight and every game, the Rock will be playing the games live in the restaurant. So we say hello to all the great people at the Rock tonight as CT set to kick off. Sean Roberts, the all-purpose athlete for the Cougars, set to kick it off. A soccer player in the Rapids organization, trains with them, and only able to practice football 2 to 3 times a week. And a short kick here, and it's a live ball. And Flowers comes up with it, and the kicker, Roberts, with the tackle. That's not the way they wanted that one to work out. The tackle at about the 38-yard line. And that's where we start the second half, the second quarter, the second half, and the third quarter, brought to you by the Rock Restaurant on Smoky Hill in Saddle Rock. Food, fun, and games. And the CT Live games at the Rock Restaurant. And we have another penalty. Too many men on the field, illegal substitution. First down. And now 15 to go as we start the third quarter. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight and throughout the season here on CT Football Live. If you just joined us, Denver East in the white uniforms, the white jerseys, red pants, and hit hard by his own player. Picked up. The Cougars are going to take this one to the house. Calvin Rodriguez picks it up and takes it to the house.
Julian Williams picks up the fumble and runs it in for a Cougar touchdown.
Rodriguez.
Correction number 87, Calvin Rodriguez on the recovery for
After
touchdown.
the Angels collide, the ball pops out, and Johnny on the spot is Calvin Rodriguez. And we have a couple of injured players. One walking off the field, another one may have lost his breath, possibly. .11:41 to go in the third quarter. And the CT Cougars take a 13-0 lead. You're watching CT Cougar football live on the NFHS Network. This quarter is brought to you by the Rock Restaurant once again. Come on down on Tuesday nights. Here Coach Johnson and other coaches and players will be there throughout the season. And the great Booster Club. And let's celebrate high school football. Our other sponsors throughout the season: Qdoba, Firehouse Subs, Olive Garden, Mountain Dog Photography, Dion's, Golden Flame Hot Wings in Aurora, Health Images, 3 Margaritas, Heads Up Salon, On Point Urgent Care, and the Rock Restaurant. All right, so a good sign. Number 15 for Denver East, Josh Winfrey, walking off the field. Always good to see that. Calvin Rodriguez, the big touchdown for the CT Cougars, and Sean Roberts set to kick the extra point. And does not get that one up high enough.
The extra point is no good. So with 11:41 remaining in the third quarter, the score is the East Angels 0, your Cherokee Trail Cougars 13.
So Roberts discusses that with head coach Joe Johnson. As Coach Johnson once again took his team out to the JV field, the practice field, just to the west of us, right next to the school, and that's where they warmed up. Talked to them about seizing the moment and taking advantage of every opportunity that you have, because you only have one chance to play high school football. And he had them walk through the tunnels at this great stadium and through the portals and then down the aisle through the band and the student section and then onto the field as they welcomed their Cougars back to Legacy Stadium. 11:41 to play in the third quarter. Roberts set to kick it off. And this one into the end zone, no problem for Roberts. An amazing kicker, incredible athlete. So the defense trying to make a big play again and create on that side of the ball. Miles Patterson, number 8, is in the shotgun now. Quarterback for the Angels. Option look, option right, deep in the backfield, and Swanson is there to knock him out of bounds.
On the right side, and he's taken down for a loss.
Loss of 1. Good pursuit by Swanson.
Number 1, Darius Swanson, pushed him out of bounds.
All right, good look at defense.
3-yard loss will bring up 2nd and 13.
Trying to step it up here in week 2. 11:30 to play in the third quarter. Miles Patterson, the quarterback now. His team down 13-0. Patterson lets it fly, and a big hit. Nice catch on the play, and closing on that one once again was the safety. Pickup of 5. Swanson was almost there to make the play. Possible interception, but a hard hit by Swanson. Loves hitting. Played corner last year at one of the safety positions this season. Patterson lets it go. Incomplete. Great coverage. Sconyers.
Pass over the middle, knocked away. Intended for number 3, Brock Anderson.
Kobe Sconyers, 5'11".
And number 26 to Cook.
170 pounds.
Rodriguez on the coverage.
Coach Gonzalez says, well done, young
Jeremy
man.
Walker, number 27, on to do the punting.
11 minutes to play in the third quarter. CT looking to up their record to 1-1. And whistles on the punt formation here at Legacy Stadium, and a false start
5-yard penalty.
on the Angels. They'll walk it back 5 yards.
Was the call. That'll back them up 5, and they will line up to punt again. This time it'll be 4th and 13.
And here's the punt, almost blocked. Here's your return at the 35 to the 33-yard line. Roberts comes up limping. May have got a foot in the ankle.
He was tackled by number 15, Josh Winfrey.
Roberts limping off the field. Sconyers, big play on defense, number 29. Says, good job, Coach Jackson. Congratulating him. Holding on the return. They'll march off.
Holding against the Cougars is the call.
The penalty
back them up. And they will have 1st and 10
to the 43.
at the Angels 43.
1st and 10 from Denver East, 43-yard line. 10:51 to play in the third quarter. This quarter brought to you by the Rock Restaurant in Saddle Rock. Great place to go watch the game as well after the game. Head on over for a burger. What a run up the middle. Nice job. That's what CT's been looking for all night. Dylan James with some room to run.
Dylan James, number 5, with the carry up the middle, good for several yards.
Lesgy at quarterback. James and Sparrow in the backfield.
7-yard gain will be 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 now. James. Angels get his elbow. He spun around, picks up 1 yard.
James with the carry once again, taken down near the line of scrimmage. Number 56, Rafael Roca with the stop. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Gabe Perkins, number 54. In there on the offensive line once again. Along with Marquise. Marquise Rogers on that right side. Here's the option left. Lesky keeps it. Has some room to the 10-yard line. Stuck at about the 11. Check that. And a big run by Lesky on the option.
That's enough for a Cougar first down.
20-yard pickup for Lesky. And Lesky is not your prototypical option quarterback, of course. Does a nice job there running and getting to the 11 and the first down. So the Cougars knocking on the door. And a timeout. Officials timeout, I believe. Maybe an injury, but nice job on the mesh by Lesky. Reading it, taking advantage. And that's what you have to do on the option. Garrett Looney, the offensive coordinator, loves option football, and you can understand why. He was a star quarterback at Columbine High School, state champion, option quarterback. Coach Grimm up here in the press box. I don't see Coach Looney. He may be in the back of the box there. Here's the handoff. James fumble, stripped away, and I think the Angels have it.
Taken down inside the 10-yard line.
Even though Graper says the other way, and one of the Angels pointed the wrong direction.
Number 15, Josh.
The Cougars may have come up with it here. And, boy, that's a big play by Meyer, I believe. Danny Meyer, number 52, recovers that fumble. Good heads-up play by Danny Meyer. Have to hold on to the football. Second down now and 8. 8 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. Bootleg left. Lesge lets it fly in the end zone. And another flag. Mark Anthony Thomas may have been interfered with. We shall see.
Pass was intended for Mark Anthony Thomas, number 35.
Offensive pass interference, number 1. 15-yard penalty.
So we saw this last week, an offensive pass interference. So the Cougars, 10-yard penalty, offensive interference. Was that 10 yards or was that 15? That was 15. All right, so 15-yard penalty. And, boy, you hate to see that. Great position to score. Let's see what the offense can do here. The handoff after the read. And I don't think they're going to call the fumble. I think he was down. But James knows he has to hold on to the rock. That was Sparrow. Check that. Sparrow with the carry and no yardage on the play. All right, so a short week, distracted by Labor Day weekend, trying to get in the groove here and some tempo on offense. The CT Cougars on 3rd and 23 from the 24-yard line. Lesge pressured, and no fooling the Angels.
Rolls right, and he is taken down.
Boy, that one hurts.
Outside the 40-yard line.
That one hurts.
Number 3, Brock Anderson with that tackle.
Anderson was there for the sack and the loss. So this one has been disastrous.
6-yard line. It'll be 4th and 35.
Like a ping pong ball going back and forth here. And not in a good way. 36-yard line. 4th and 35. And Roberts back to punt. Remember, he is a threat to run it.
Number 7.
And the officials,
On the offense, 5-yard
wow,
penalty, still falls down.
whistled delay of game against CT.
Cougars is the call. That'll back him up 5. Back to receive the punt, number 7, Bubba Flowers.
Flowers is set to return. Roberts back to punt for the home team. Good snap. Roberts gets it off. Here's Flowers calling the flag, the fair catch, and a good roll down to the 3-yard line. And what a punt. Whether it was intentional or not, it works out well. The delay of game so Roberts can get a good punt off. 6:57. 6:57 in the third quarter. Brought to you by the Rock Restaurant in Saddle Rock, just off Smoky Hill. Drop in there, say hello to Cody. What a great guy. Family owned. The Rock Restaurant, live coverage of CT football every game. And a good stick, great coverage. Ruiz there on the left side. Boy, these corners are impressive. Ruiz and Sconiers, then you have the safety, Swanson. Along with Denzel Williams, number 20. Patterson, a quarterback for the East Angels. And another whistle.
infraction on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still second down.
Don't forget, Tuesday night, 6:30, join myself and Coach Joe Johnson, the Booster Club, and all fans are welcome for CT football this week. Coach's show, have a burger, be part of the audience, have some fun. Tuesday night, 6:30 at the Rock in Saddle Rock. Patterson. He's going to let this one fly deep, and what a catch on the far sideline.
Number 8, Miles Patterson.
Wow.
Pass deep down the right sideline.
What a catch
Up by number 11, Clayton Finley
for 30 yards for the East Angels. And
number 2, Miles Ruiz on the coverage. Once again.
impressive catch, impressive play. Patterson got it up there. That was a tough one for Ruiz on the far sideline. Patterson pressured, wrapped up, and another big play by Calvin Rodriguez.
Keeper, he is taken down just shy of the 35. Number 87, Calvin Rodriguez with the tackle for the Cougars. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Loss of 1. Rodriguez having a game. Second down for the Denver East Angels. Patterson keeps it after the mesh, and the Cougars all over it. A loss of 2. Great job by the defense, and Rodriguez again. C-Rod. And then you have D-Rod. Dakota Rodriguez and Calvin Rodriguez swarming. 5:28 to play in the third quarter. Solid as a rock. Here in the third quarter, Patterson lets it fly over the middle after the mesh. Incomplete. And how about the Cougars stepping up on defense? Dean Dyer, number 51. Austin Janik, number 58. Number 45 is Nate Mellon. Playing big along with Williams, number 27. And Dakota Rodriguez, of course, along with Thomas, forcing East to punt it away. Roberts set to return. And doesn't judge that one well in the lights. Doesn't touch him. So it's going to be first down. Thankfully, it did not touch Roberts after that punt. I think he lost it in the lights and got away from it. So it'll be first down for the Cougars as Joe Johnson discusses some things with Sconiers. Hey, it takes a while to get it all together and on the same page on offense and defense. 5:04 in week 2, third quarter. CT with the lead. Handoff after the mesh. James has room, makes a great move and into the end zone. Touchdown, Dylan James. But I think there is a flag on the field. And it is a holding, I believe, against the Cougars after that incredible run. The mesh and the give, the read.
Number 52 of the offense.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, Danny Meyer with the hold call. After the run, a magnificent run as Sparrow tells Dylan, hey, let's do it again, man. Let's do it again. Great effort, great move. You saw the flag fly, James into the end zone, but a holding call. Oh, that's too bad. That's what we've been waiting for all night. George Gano, the center. Talking to James. Sophomore center. Marquise Rogers in there. There's Cole Graper. And then Dante Robbins at that right tackle spot. Lesge. Play action this time. Over the middle. Complete to James. Great concentration.
Pass complete across the middle to number 5, Dylan James, taken down near the 35.
Pickup of 9 yards. Nice job after running the length of the field, basically. Sprinting down for the touchdown and then jogging back. And then set to go again. Excellent concentration on the reception. Lesge. Option left. He keeps it. And into the first down marker. He'll be short about 2 yards, I believe. But a great read by Lesge. Very impressive on the option tonight. Pickup of maybe 9, 10, we'll see. Well, they're going to say a pickup of 5. I guess he was out of bounds. Or knocked out of bounds there. 5 yards short of the first down. We have 4:11 to go in the third quarter. And this quarter brought to you by The Rock Restaurant. Drop on by, say hello, watch the games live at The Rock Restaurant and the replays. Lesge batted down. You could see that one coming. Boy, that's what you have to do if you're a defensive lineman. Or you're coming in at the linebacker spot. Get your hands up. And unfortunately for Lesge, that ball batted away by Josh Winfrey. So that brings up 4th down. 5 to go. 4:08 with a 13-0 lead. 4:08 to play.
Number 7, Bubba Flowers back to receive.
Roberts set to punt it away. Flowers back to return. Timeout.
Cherokee Trail.
CT. And that's their first timeout with 4:08 to play in the third quarter. This quarter is brought to you by The Rock Restaurant. Don't forget to join us 6:30 once again Tuesdays on the patio. Beautiful patio on the south end of The Rock Restaurant. Don't worry, in November when we're fighting for the playoff victories, we'll have the heaters above us and the heat lamps. So the patio is absolutely beautiful. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Great view. Come to The Rock on Tuesday nights. Roberts set for that rugby-style punt. And I'm telling you, you talk about a threat. At the punter-kicker position, a receiver with excellent speed and quickness. Another flag. Well, this is going to drive Joe Johnson crazy. And is right now on the sidelines. Here's Roberts. Gets it off. Boy, that's a nice punt. Gets a lateral bounce, and Graper downs it at about the 28-yard line. That's where East will start with 3:58 to play in the third quarter. 13-0. CT leading the home opener against the East Angels. You know, with the smoke in the air, when the moon comes out, boy, it really gives you that orange tint. And we can see that just above the East stands here at Legacy Stadium. 3:58 to play. Patterson lets it go complete. And the linebackers trying to find that ball and then trying to bring down the East Angel. Brock Anderson, pickup of 9 yards on the play. You can hear the student section. We're going to take a look at that moon if we can see it.
The result of the play was an Angels first down.
Patterson.
Set the markers.
We'll see what happens with the full moon. With 3:30 to go in the third quarter. Some crazy things already. Patterson kind of pressured, gets out of the pocket and almost intercepted.
Miles Patterson with a pass attempt knocked away, incomplete.
Thomas had it. And boy, is he angry. He had that right in the basket, and he's going to hear about that from his teammates. Mark Anthony Thomas, one of the great players on this team with an opportunity for an INT. Good defense. Patterson flushed out of the pocket, complete. Fumble. Another one. And the Cougars look like they came up with it, and they do. And the big man.
The receiver fumbled the ball, and the Cougars have recovered.
Wow, what a recovery for the Cougars.
The pass complete to number 12, Romeo Alvarez-King.
And God's word, are ye.
And it was recovered by number 75, Godsworth Are-ye.
Are-ye actually transferred, moved to Aurora a few months ago from Houston. So not only did he avoid the hurricane and all the craziness down there, but he comes up with a fumble recovery for his new school with 3:14 to play. Played a lot of rugby in Houston. The handoff up the middle. And how about that name? One of the great names in football, God's Word. And that one was a blessing. Well, good for him. I think he came out for football 2 weeks ago. He wasn't here in the summer. Pickup of 4 yards on the play. He wasn't here for strength and conditioning. Family made the move to Aurora. His father got a job here in Colorado. And once again, you have to wonder how many family members he has in Houston. That's number one. Number two, he's adjusted well. He's out there on defense, comes up with the fumble recovery. Number 75. Boy, I wasn't expecting to call his name tonight. But good for God's Word. 2:30 to play in the third quarter. Lesgie at quarterback. James to his right. Sparrow with the handoff up the middle. And the Angels do a good job up front. Gano and Marquise Rogers trying to create a hole there. Dean Dyer in there, number 51. Gabe Perkins, number 54. One of the tackles. And Dan Meyer up front for CT. Lesgie looking, going deep. Has a receiver but overthrown. And I think they're going to say this ball was not catchable. Intended for Dylan James. So James doing a lot of running and sprinting. Goes and gets the ball and plays coming back. And a couple overthrown balls. Some fumbles, incompletions. And with 1:38 to play in the third quarter, brought to you by The Rock, CT leads 13-0. Thanks for watching. All right, let's get a good look at the deep snap here.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men on the field.
So we had 12 men on the field, a 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down. Austin Jandik is the deep snapper. Let's watch it closely here. Boy, these little things are huge in high school football. And this one is high. Here goes Roberts. Fakes it. We talked about this before. Roberts. Sean Roberts has an opportunity. He's going to take it to the house for the touchdown on the fake punt.
Takes it up the right sideline.
Touchdown. Cherokee Trail. The Cougars lead 19-0. Well, I talked about that a couple possessions ago. Sooner or later, you would think that Roberts would take off and run this ball. Excellent speed. You see how fluid he is. And almost looks effortless. Big time touchdown. 19-0. CT with the lead. 1:28 to go in the Rock Restaurant third quarter. Sean Roberts, the junior. You can call him the Jim Thorpe of CT if you're old enough. Or you could call him the Bo Jackson, maybe the Deion Sanders, but 4 or 5 sports. Sean Roberts, an all-purpose athlete, takes it in for the touchdown. Timeout on the field. Beautiful September night. And let's see if we can zoom in on that moon this evening here from Legacy Stadium. Wow. Who needs an eclipse, right? Here we go. Roberts for the extra point. Through the uprights, kind of low. They'll work on that.
So with 1:28 remaining in the third quarter, the score is
but up and over the defensive line. And Sean Roberts, a fake punt, takes it to the house for the Cougars from Cherokee Trail. 1:28 to play on the clock in the third quarter. This is CT Football Live, brought to you by The Rock this quarter. And special thanks also to On Point Urgent Care, Heads Up Salon, 3 Margaritas, Health Images, Golden Flame Hot Wings in Aurora, Dion's Mountain Dog Photography, Olive Garden, Firehouse Subs, and Qdoba. Glad you joined us tonight. 20-0. Not a pretty game by any means, but CT will take it so far. Flowers, what a great athlete he is. Keeps it. But the Cougars swarm. And a nice job by CT and that kickoff team.
Number 16, Hayden Alba.
And Hayden Alba, who is a talented quarterback and linebacker, number 16, really impressive athlete with the tackle on the kickoff team. We'll hear big things from Hayden Alba in the future. There is no question about that. So strong in the weight room. 1:21 to go in the third quarter. Patterson hands off. Wrapped up. And how about that defense? There's Austin Jandik, the winner of the belly flop contest during summer camp. Go to my YouTube channel, Blake Olson. and check out some of the videos, you'll see Austin Jandick with a belly flop that would be difficult to match. Patterson wrapped up and hit.
Miles Patterson takes off with it up the middle, and he is taken down short of the 25.
Gonzalez, Rodriguez. Coach Gonzalez screaming to his players. Rodriguez with the play. Nice job, great pursuit. Third down, 4 yards for Spencer Coulter's East Angels. Patterson back to pass. Rolling around to the left. Near sideline and hit hard by Sconyers. Great coverage, and what a lick from Sconyers.
Number 12, Romeo Alvarez King with the reception.
This guy will come up and hit you. A physical cornerback. But a first down for the East Angels.
First and 10 now at their 27.
Good concentration on the catch. First down for Denver East with 1 second to play in the quarter. And that is going to end the third quarter of play here at Legacy Stadium. You are watching CT Football Live on the NFHS Network, NFHSNetwork.com. You can also check out CT Football Live and CT Football Today on my Twitter account at Blake Olson 1. Or go to YouTube and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Blake Olson, BLAKE OLSON.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors.
Thank you to Steve Carpenter, once again, the athletic director, and all the wonderful professionals here at Legacy Stadium in the Cherry Creek School District. A great venue, awesome facility to broadcast, to live stream, and to play high school football. It's 5A football, Colorado. Week number 2. After a loss to the 8th-ranked team in the state last week at Shea Stadium, 36-15. CT coming back in a big way, leading 20-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. Patterson in the gun. Looking, pressured, and here come the Cougars. He gets out left side, and Rodriguez chasing, and they're going to say that Rodriguez hit him late. I'm not certain as he comes up limping. Calvin Rodriguez.
On the coverage for the Cougars. We'll check the call.
Once again, he does not want to come out of the game. We saw it last week. And I'm not certain if there was a late hit there. We'll find out soon. As he limps off the field, Coach Jackson and Coach Johnson to your right.
Blocking the back.
Peanut Swift.
10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Blocking the back.
Illegal block in the back against the Angels.
So it goes against the Angels.
And it'll stay first down.
Good news for CT. It didn't look like it was a late hit out there. Just an aggressive play by Calvin Rodriguez. 11:52 to play. Sometimes you just don't know when it's on the near. Check that the far sidelines. Sometimes you don't know if it's on the near sidelines. 2 receivers out to his right, 2 to his left. Patterson forced out, rolling right, lets it fly, tipped up in the air.
Patterson rolls right
and Miles,
down the right sideline.
boy, he would have loved for that ball to fall in maybe a foot to the left. and a holding call
Number 1, Darius Swanson on the coverage.
will be announced here on the Denver East Angels.
10-yard penalty spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Good news for the CT Cougars as East is imploding. 11:45 to play in the game. Legacy Stadium, Cherokee Trail, Cougars football live on the NFHS Network.
That'll bring up 1st and 25 for the Angels.
1st and 25. Patterson, the quarterback. Let's see the pressure on him on this play. Here come the Cougars. And in the end zone, looking for another safety. He gets out and hit hard. Great pursuit by Meyer. Danny Meyer with the big hit at about the 8-yard line. A loss of 5 yards. 11:23 to play.
Loss of 4 on the play will bring up 2nd and 29.
29 yards to go for the first down on 2nd down for the Angels from Denver East. Patterson lets this one go. Overthrown. Great coverage by the Cougars.
Intended for number 11, Clayton Finley Ponds.
And Ruiz.
Miles Ruiz on the coverage for the Cougars. Incompletion will bring up 3rd and 30.
Caleb Huff getting some time in the defensive backfield, number 9. Third and 30. Cougars pinning their ears back on this 3rd down play. They're going to bring the house, you would think. Patterson steps up and incomplete.
Miles Patterson with the pass on the left side.
Excellent job by the Cougars defense. Forcing East to punt the ball here with 10:49 to play in the game. This quarter brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. Don't forget to tell all the doctors and everyone at On Point Urgent Care that you saw their advertisement right here on CT Football Live and get your flu shot for just $10. See if the Cougars can get a return here. As Roberts set to return, lets this one roll. And there you see to the 43-yard line. 10:37 on the clock. This is the final stanza of the first game here at Legacy Stadium in 2017. Looking to win the home opener. Entering the field from the practice field through the student section and the band. Great job by the band and the cheerleaders and all the students from CT. Spread the word. You can watch your Cherokee Trail Cougars, your football team, right here on the NFHS Network and on Twitter and on YouTube. Great job by the Booster Club as well. Dylan James taking the snap of the Wildcat. 10:37 on the clock. Leading 20-0. Hope you enjoyed On Point Urgent Care's halftime show. We'll hear from their doctors all season long. 3 locations Aurora, Lone Tree, and Highlands Ranch. Wonderful facility near Cherokee Trail High School. On Point Urgent Care. Big things happening there. 10:37 to go. No flag. Discussed it. James in the Wildcat. After the mesh, after the read, keeps it.
With the carry up the middle, he is hit for a 1-yard loss.
Marquise Rogers just playing hurt. Number 55, fighting hard, the senior. Coach Rudd calls him the old man. And you can understand why. Plenty of experience as a senior. Banged and beat up. Colton Osborne, number 72, in there a tackle. That's good to see. They'd love to have him out there. As much as possible. Incomplete. Swanson, the intended receiver. Week 2, 8 more games to go in the regular season. We're going to have some fun here at Legacy Stadium. 9:53 to play in this one. Coach Johnson and his staff looking to get through this challenging Labor Day week. Labor Day on Monday, short week, early Thursday game. Here's the dump off. James with the catch, hit hard, stays on his feet, initiates the blow.
There is a flag on the play. We'll check the call.
Pickup of 8 yards on the play.
Josh Winfrey, number 15 on the tackle.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 54. A penalty will be 5 yards. Repeat, third down.
So some mental errors. The ineligible man downfield, 9:47 to play in the game, 20-0. CT over the Denver East Angels. Lesge at quarterback, also plays baseball. False start.
5-yard penalty, still third down.
Well, that's not good for two reasons. Mental errors, and the clock is not ticking. Have to keep that intensity up. With 9:47 to play in the game. Get those reps. Make sure the clock is ticking down. And execute on offense. Lesge, back to pass. Complete. And what a catch and concentration by James. Wow, what a catch. Hit hard. Pickup of 15 yards.
Number 5 and number 34.
Beautiful catch by James with 9:25 to play in the game. And a nice pass by Lesge. Graper split out to the right. Swanson to the left. Lesge pressured in the pocket. And he goes down. The pressure came. And Lesge was unable to do anything on fourth down. And the Angels take over. All right, so a few minutes tick off the clock, but still 9:06 to play in the game. Here at Legacy Stadium. Home opener. The on-point urgent care fourth quarter continues. Patterson in the pocket, pressured, and here comes Another one
is taken down for a sack
by the
near
Cougars and
30-yard line.
Jandik. Austin Jandik with the sack.
58, Austin Jandik with the sack for the Cougars.
The belly flopper comes in big. The pressure and the speed.
That'll bring up
And the sack from Jandik with 8:41 to play in the game. Patterson, rolling right. Incomplete. Way out of bounds. Well, John Gonzalez is excited. Defensive backs coach. Really wanted to win that game last week against the Falcons from Highlands Ranch and bounce back tonight. He was a coach at Highlands Ranch the past 2 seasons and played for Coach Johnson at Thunder Ridge and just loves what he does. He's a teacher here in the building, and that is huge. Along with Coach Rutt, Coach Johnson, Coach Gonzalez, Garrett Looney in the building. 5A program, so nice to have. Patterson dumps it off. Flowers spins around, almost runs the wrong way. Good defense by the Cougars in their gray uniforms.
Number 25, Antonio Collins with the tackle that time. That'll bring up 4th and 17.
Good look at Janik and Rodriguez. See what they can do on this play. The defensive lineman and the end. The pressure. Lets it fly deep. And what a catch by Flowers. Boy, give him credit. An amazing athletic play. Boy, that's tough to stop. That is difficult to stop if you're a corner. 7:39 to play in the game. 25-yard, 35-yard pickup. Another one deep. A repeat of the last play. Instant replay. A no-go on this one. Sconier says not happening this time.
Number 29, Kobe Sconiers on the defense that time.
Thomas and Sconiers fired up.
Flowers, number 7, the intended.
Plenty of excrement being talked about on the field right now. 7:26 to play in the game. Patterson intercepted. It's Dakota Rodriguez. Dakota 30, 20, 10. In for his second touchdown of the game for the Cougars on defense.
Number 26 with an interception. Takes it to the house for a Cougar touchdown.
DR. Just what the doctor ordered. Dakota Rodriguez. Yes, sir. Cramping up Dakota Rodriguez after the run. Great to see. Rodriguez with a pick six for the CT Cougars. Roberts set to kick the extra point.
And the kick is good. With 7:14
27-0.
Your Cherokee Trail Cougars.
The CT Cougars are rolling on the Denver East Angels. And cramping up after the play. Dakota Rodriguez. Really good young man, too. Good student. Love talking to him. One of the leaders on this team. It's all about trust and trust us as a team. That is the theme this year. for Joe Johnson's Cherokee Trail Cougars.
Getting set to kick off for the Cougars.
Lothan, one of the quarterbacks, congratulating
And number 21,
Dakota
Corey Tate back to receive.
as they continue to stretch him out. Lesky over to say great job. And Roberts set to kick it off. And here's your return for the East Angels. Flowers tries to make a move. And was that Roberts? Not certain. Let's see. Oh, another nice job, of course. Alba. Hayden is a football player. Hard hitter, physical player, quarterback, linebacker. Hayden Alba. Nice job getting downfield, making the tackle. 7 minutes to play in the game, and that clock cannot tick down quick enough. CT wants to finish this week with a big victory and get ready for next week. Swanson with the tackle after the catch.
25, Antonio Collins on the top. Stop. That'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Second down, 7 yards for the Angels against the home team Cougars from Cherokee Trail. Patterson looking, keeps it to about the 32-yard line.
On the right side, taken down just across the 30-yard line.
Got a lot of good athletes in there right now for CT. Antonio Collins, who transferred from Grandview High School, makes the play. Pickup of 5 yards. And good to see some other players making some impressive stops on defense. Patterson.
Miles Patterson with the pass complete.
Complete. Swanson on the coverage. Flowers with the catch. Pickup of 6 yards and the first down for the Angels from Denver East. CT defense does not want this team to score. Looking for the shutout. Complete. About the 42-yard line.
Miles Patterson with the pass complete on the right sideline. Number 80, Colton.
Pickup of 5.
Number 30,
Mark Anthony Thomas.
with the tackle for the Cougars. 2nd and 5.
Once again, one of the captains. Big game tonight. And that one batted away.
Patterson has his pass knocked away, incomplete.
Hey, that's good to see. On defense,
Octavian Heimer, number 8.
Octavian Heimer,
That'll bring up 3rd
a
and 5.
basketball player, getting his hands up with 5 minutes to go in the game. Really nice kid, Octavian. Good to see that. Saw him today at school, or it may have been yesterday, and he was excited about getting some PT tonight. It's a tall drink of water. 6'5". Long hands. Long arms, long hands.
Defense, number 8, 5-yard penalty, result is a first down.
And wasn't able to spend a lot of time in the summer because of basketball, but was there on time when football officially started in mid-August, on August 14th, and has been working hard to get this opportunity. Good for him. Patterson, incomplete. 5 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock.
Pass over the middle goes incomplete, intended for number 80, Colton Horton. Number 91, Kobe Thompson, and number 58, Austin Jandik on the coverage. I'll bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for Denver East right now. Flowers, top of your screen, split out to the left. Patterson, play action, pressured, steps up, and lets it fly complete. That was a beautiful play, and pattern communication really from his receiver.
He takes it down inside the 20 where he was chased down.
35-yard gain. Floats it up there. His receiver knew exactly what he was doing. 4:43 left in this game, week 2. Patterson dumps it off, incomplete. And how about the defense from Cherokee Trail?
2nd and 10.
2 big touchdowns from Dakota Rodriguez. Recovers a fumble in the end zone, and then a pick 6. Take it to the house, take it to the house. Dakota Rodriguez. 4:35 left on the clock. Patterson going deep to the end zone, in the end zone, and broke it up
Miles Patterson with a pass into the end zone, knocked away
by Ruiz in the end zone.
For number 11, Clayton Finley.
Great defense. Ruiz stepping up big time.
2 on the coverage.
Obviously,
3rd and 10 for the
nice hops by Ruiz. Good defensive play. 4:30 left in the game. And the first game here at Legacy Stadium for the Cougars. Patterson forced out, rolling left. He'll dump this one off into the end zone and broken up by Kobe Sconyers. How about that play? That is a big-time cornerback defensive play from Kobe Sconyers.
on the coverage for the Cougars.
Breaking it up
That'll bring up 4th and
in the end zone. Exactly how you're taught to play it. He had that ball. And Sconyers kept his balance and popped that thing loose, forcing the 4th down and keeping the Denver East Angels out of the end zone.
call their first time out of the half. They had to remain.
Pitching a shutout right now, 27-0. The CT Cougars leading. The 4th quarter brought to you by On Point Urgent Care. Once again, a name you know and people you trust. On Point Urgent Care. 3 locations in Aurora, 1 in Highlands Ranch, 1 in Lone Tree. Always there to serve and help you when you need them most. 7 days a week. On Point Urgent Care. So Dylan James had a magnificent touchdown called back. And then a play later with a great catch over the middle for a pickup of 9 yards, but unable to score on that long run. But the offense will learn a lot tonight in this short week, looking at the tape, and the defense swarming and big hustle plays. And Joe Johnson really emphasizing that. It's amazing what you can do. How about that pickoff from Ruiz? R-U-I-Z. Are you ready for some Ruiz?
Number 2 with the interception for the Cougars.
The INT for the CT Cougars.
1st and 10 at their own 18.
Boy, that has to feel good. Had some challenges tonight, and coming up big. Sconyers, Ruiz, Dakota Rodriguez. Boy, that's great to see. With Coach Jackson congratulating each other. And very impressive from the corner. Miles Ruiz. Play action. Over the middle. Short pass. Dylan James once again from Lesky. First down.
25, and that is enough for a Cougar. First down.
27-0.
Ricardo Martinez on the stop for the Angels that time.
CT looking to win for their new head coach and the first game of the season for the student body. Complete over the middle, same play. Thomas, 50-yard line. Look at Thomas run after the catch.
Ethan Leslie with a pass over the middle, complete to number 35.
Down to the 30-yard line.
Into Angel territory and is taken down near the 30-yard line.
Mark Anthony Thomas. Man, he has to be happy with that.
Number 12, Romeo
They
Alvarez
told him in the
with
offseason, Mark Anthony, we need you on offense. You're a great linebacker, but we also need to watch you catch passes like that one and take it for a 40-yard gain. 3:23 to play in this one. Lesky, hands off. James up the middle to the 37-yard line of Denver East. Pickup of 2.
Dylan James, number 1, with the carry on the right side, good for a couple of yards. Tackled by number 70, Ihala Proctor. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Wow, this has been fun tonight. Kind of herky-jerky early on, no rhythm, tempo. And then the defense coming up with some big plays for your Navy and Burgundy Cougars from CT. Lesky, complete. Spinning, trying to make a play. Here comes James. Look out, 20-yard line, 10, 5.
Ethan Lesky with a pass.
Tackled at about the 5-yard line.
Around the backfield, takes it inside
You
the
see
10-yard
the
line.
weapon that CT has with Dylan James. They're going to mark him down at the 7-yard line. First down. Got an East Angel on the field, an injury with 2:23 to play. It's about the 7th player, I think, down for the Angels. He's back up and walking off the field. Good news. Corey Tate, who made a couple of big plays in the first quarter, walks off the field. .219 to play in the game.
As we get set to play, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
Lesky, James. James into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Cougars! Number 5,
Dylan James.
Carry on the left side for a Cougar touchdown.
And the official will talk to him about maybe a sportsmanship issue. But great job by the offensive line and the quarterback, along with Dylan James, into the end zone after that spectacular play. A play earlier after the catch.
Number 18, Kyle Luthen will hold.
And Coach Swift congratulating along with Coach Hall.
And that kick is blocked.
Enrique in there. The PAT was blocked, but Dylan James into the end zone for the 33-0 lead for the CT Cougars.
33.
Cherokee Trail. Rolling. And will leave Legacy Stadium tonight, their home field, with their first victory at home for new head coach Joe Johnson. After 17 years at Thunder Ridge, 3 state championships, accepting the job here in the offseason, and is thrilled to be here at this school and in this athletics department. Plenty of respect for the Cougars before coming over here in the spring. Roberts, little poocher, short kick, taking it about the 10-yard line. And I don't know if he stays in bounds. Man, knocked him out. 1:56 to play.
Number 2, Miles Ruiz on the tackle on that.
Great night. Thursday night football, high school football for the CT Cougars.
Caleb Albert with the tackle.
Boy, they needed this.
10, Angels at their own 26.
Patterson, hands off.
22, Caden Spangenberg with
And the clock continues to tick down. 33-0. It's the on-point urgent care fourth quarter Cherokee Trail. Cougar football live on the NFHSNetwork.com. Don't forget, you can watch replays at The Rock and on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe tonight. Blake Olson, BlakeOlson on YouTube. Twitter account is at Blake Olson 1. We cover the CT Cougars all week long. Patterson, rolling right, pressured, intercepted, another big interception, down the sidelines, and out of bounds, knocked out of bounds, and Maddie Bartels with the INT. Another one of those sophomores to look out for. Bartels wearing the number 21. His favorite number is 20 because the great Johnny Rogers from Nebraska wore number 20 and had the opportunity to meet Rogers and always wanted to wear 20, but guess what? Well, one of his teammates who happens to be a little older than him is wearing number 20. And that would be Denzel Williams. So Maddie Bartels wearing that number 21. Congratulated by all the coaches. And we have another injury on the field. Bartels with the pickoff. And after the INT, I think Patterson was hit hard. Miles Patterson, number 8 from Denver East. Spencer Coulter, the head coach there in the all-black, helping him up right now. You talk about a guy who's passionate about the game. That's Coulter. Obviously, his son, Kane Coulter, played for him at Boulder and then at Northwestern. And Spencer was a really good player at the University of Colorado. 1:39 to play in the game. Coach Peanut Swift down there. He has to be happy. Victory for them. Coach Grimm, Coach Enrique, Victory formation for the CT Cougars.
And the Cougars line up in victory formation. Ethan Lesky.
They are going to shut out the Denver East Angels in a non-conference 5A football game in week 2 here at Legacy Stadium. So glad you joined us tonight. Having a blast. Hope you are as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Have a little dialogue. And talk about high school football and the CT Cougars. Under a minute to play now. 50 seconds on the clock. Thank you to Jeff Olson for producing this thing. Great job, Jeff. Justin Kane and the Booster Club. Steve Carpenter, the athletic director from Cherokee Trail. What a great school. Great facilities, teachers, coaches. And that is about going to do it.